Hello everybody and welcome to the Heights of Iron 4. So today we're gonna do a little guide about divisions, how to make them, about stats involving all around the divisions. So let's get started. For a beginning, we're gonna open this tab here. Now, a few of these things I want to explain before we start. Here we have reinforcements. So here you can set up priority. Always set this up as priority, so your troops in garrison, which are guarding your, acting like as your local militia, because they get weapons first, so you won't have rebellion. So take this on, high priority. As for the rest, these are the stuff, let's say, we need for upgrade of guns and so on, but it is of lesser value than this. So this is the only one you have to mark with a high priority. Now, here you can basically click on any of these divisions and you will start training them. If you have equipment in your storage, it will be equipped automatically. If not, it will take some time and this line will be, let's say, half empty or whatever until it is filled. After that, unit will start training, so you can deploy it like this, but it will have penalty in combat, or you can wait till it gets to level 2, then it won't have it will be trained here, so for one level, and you can put it dead and deploy it on the map, and then it won't have penalty in combat. I think you need to have 5 levels of experience, and every further level, let me show you, will add you more, as you can see here. So we have a 25% modifier in combat, because this is experienced unit, and every next tier will bring you damage or whatever, so it takes time. Now, besides recruiting and deploying, now comes the fun part. So, just a second. And you won't start with this, but this is something I use that I make practically for beginning of every campaign. So we have a few different kind of basic infantry divisions. These are these. We have one, you can make different kind of, but this is something I make. We have mountain, paratroopers, marines, and these here are not important. This is generated at the start and I have added it. So this is basically all we need. You can make let's say some kind of specialized infantry divisions or tank divisions there, but this is, let's say, basic. Let's start with the basic infantry division and the stats. So you can edit any division, like so, and division will have few things. This here menu, it will have basic stats, combat stat, and equipment cost. Now, here you can change name of any division, and you can change also here their picture or icon. It will be shown on the map, you see here. So let's say our basic infantry division carries helmet. Okay, there is no basic, but as you can see, these two signs. Here we have one shock division, we have one expert division, and so on. So you can change this. You can also change models for a majority of tanks or whatever. So customization in this sense is very good. Here you can choose to, if you have some like expert or a pro division, you can put the best equipment to them first, but I wouldn't suggest you to toy around with this until you get hang of the mechanics. Now, basic thing here to know, this is where you will put all your infantry, tanks or whatever, and this is support units. So let's say I have support artillery. As you can see at the most bottom, there says plus 12 to artillery. It means when we add this support unit to this division, it will require us to make 12 artillery pieces. So we have to have in storage 12 artillery pieces for this division to form. But I can click here and add, let's say, artillery. As you can see here at the bottom, this artillery costs 36 pieces. So it is assigned directly to division, assigned here directly to division, and it will cost 3 times more. Same goes for everything. So, but you will have higher bonuses if you put it here, much higher than here. So here you can, I would suggest you to put support units like, my recommendations are a military police, because for majority infantry it does 28 defense, which is pretty good, especially for the support unit, and it doesn't cost nothing but supplies to make. I would also suggest you to make this because it increases your movement by 10% of the whole division, and it only requires supplies. If you have a lot of armor cars, you can use this, but as I said, it will require a lot of cars. This is also excellent because there are a lot of bad roads and logistics in this game. It's terrible in some parts of the map, so this can help you quite a bit. And of course, engineering division. I suggest you put it every infantry division, maybe even every division you make. Rest is optimal, as you wanna form your division. It is up to you. So this is my basic infantry division. It uses 3x4 infantry squads, and this is our support. The advantage of this division, it is cheap, not in manpower, but it is cheap in artillery and all these support pieces. It only uses a little bit more support equipment that I would like. So this is our basic infantry division. Now, once we make all of this customized, you can do whatever. You can add to this tank, you can add the cavalry, but remember, everything costs equipment. So for this we have to have additional trucks, for this we have to have additional artillery pieces and so on. So first unit we want to make should be like this, cheap, maybe more or less you can put, let's say, 3 infantry squad less, but the more the better generally. Now, before we save it, I'm going to show you just small briefing of this stats. So as this is how much it will cost to form this division. As you can see here, manpower, so it is deducted from this number here. How many days it takes to train the division. So this is not, you can, if you have equipment, you can put on train the division on the map right away and train it on the map. You don't have to train it here. How much fuel capacity it uses. So if you have here some motorized vehicles, or here like cars, armored trucks, tanks, whatever, it will use fuel. How much anti-air, how much artillery, and the equipment pieces it will take to form it. So it is used from the storage. You can look at the storage here or here. And this is basically it. So how much it costs you to make division. About the stats. This is important stat. You can fit 80 divisions at one tile usually. So in my opinion, best division weight is maybe 230, 25 to 30 at my experience. So you can push 2 to 3 divisions at one slot at a time. From this thing, this is important. So when your unit is moving and stuck, it will start to entrench. The higher this number, the better entrenchment will be. Initiative. These two stats are connected, so piercing goes against the armor, and armor defends you versus piercing. And the difference between this goes onto your hit points. Breakthrough, this is definitely one of the stats you want for your offensive divisions, high, this one, and these two stats, because it allows you to punch harder through the place where you are trying to make a breach. Soft attack is usually made versus infantry units and divisions. Hard is versus tank divisions. Air is, of course, versus air. So combat stats are, as you can see, fairly easily. There is not much of them. It only seems different. So you have infantry, tanks, and air attacks, and you have defense and breakthrough. This is like your armor and piercing, and these stats are not so important besides this one. Now, as you can see, every speed has how much it moves, so this is something you need higher on motorized and let's say Panzer division or tank division, sorry. Hit points. Now, this is one of the most important stats in the game, organization. The higher, the better. Your troops will be able to fight longer, to defend longer. They will have larger bonuses on everything, so this stat is very important to keep the higher you can. Recovery rate, reconnaissance is for the... You can, let's say, have some small bonuses before you place your units. So these three are important, but not so much. These are, let's say, secondary stats compared to your speed and organization. You have weight. Now this is also very important. how much it consumes per day. You want to keep this number the lower, the better. So we're using logistical companies. These companies also allow us to use less fuel, and at higher levels it will reduce this even more. Now this also, besides all of this, this is especially for the mechanized divisions, this is very important. So the amount of time your vehicles can have accidents or something like that. So not only enemies will destroy your divisions, but time will also, training and so on. So the higher this bonus, the less, let's say, tanks you will have to make to repair your broken ones or whatever. And this is basically it. So you have few important stats like speed, HP organization, and supply use reliability for the mechanized divisions. Now, once this is these are some adjustments you can read for it. So everything you can hover and read what kind of bonuses you have versus what. You can make specialized infantry for let's say hills, for mountains, or whatever terrain, depending on what you pick them. Now we're gonna save. So every division you form will take some experience. It will be deducted from this number here. Since we haven't changed nothing, it doesn't cost anything. Also, I can just rename it for free, but everything I change will require some points here. Now we have made basic infantry division. Let's say we want to make advanced second infantry division. All we have to do is edit this one and click here. Now this will make a duplicate of the previous one. I edit it, change its name, and save it. And we have second division. Now I'm going to line up through all these divisions, so I'll explain some basic stuff. I won't get into details of making each division separately. Now, besides infantry division, I usually, let me show you. So one army usually contains 6 to 9 advanced divisions. So these are divisions that carry much more punch and weapons than usual divisions. I have 6 divisions of regular infantry, so these guys are basically the cheapest infantry that holds the line. Where are you? We have, so this is expert infantry. I usually line up one mechanized division, motorized division, and one tank division in every army. I use shock troopers. This is the most advanced infantry that carries the highest punch that I have made, and depending on terrain, here I have added few mountain divisions because this terrain has a lot of mountains and units can get stuck. Now, just a second, where were we? So we have second kind of division. We have basic division, we have advanced division. These are the guys that will be fighting most of the battles. As you can see, I have moved one artillery pieces and anti-air from here, so they require much higher number of pieces, but I have added here some other things like this, which will allow us to speed up this division. And this is let's say next tier of infantry, so these guys are good with holding the line, but are a little more expensive. They still don't use fuel, which is very much good because we try to save the fuel as much as we can at the start of the game especially. Now these guys will be your main fighting and units. So I suggest minimum of 2 to 3 of these infantry divisions in your army. Next one are shock divisions. So shock division is basically where there is a place that is fortified. We're patching with these guys. They have additional rocket artillery and they have additional armored cars. And sometimes when I can make divisions, I will add maybe one medium or just a second, armored cars. Sometimes I will do like this. So it is good addition to your, let's say, best units, which in this case are shock troopers. Next division is obviously your tank division. So this is generally how I prefer to make it. They are very mobile, as you can see here. I don't have military police and such. I only have things that will speed us. Also, since they are rushing in front of the units mainly, I'm carrying anti-air guns with them. And we have 2 light tanks in the front line. We have 1 heavy tank. We have 1 medium tank. Of course, it is, as you can see, 120. So this one is 60 tanks, medium are 50, and heavy are 40 tanks. And I have 2 motorized divisions, which later I will change with mechanized divisions, which are much stronger. But at the moment, I have just researched them and I'm producing them. So this is our tank division basically. So we're moving to motorized division. These guys are your rushers. So I like to expand them. They are smaller than the infantry divisions. And as you can see, I still pack them light. I have only added one because I need a little bit harder punch, because it happens that they break through the line, let's say here, and I encounter, let's say, 3 divisions here. So I need a harder punch for them. Also, we have 3 specialized divisions, which are mountain divisions. Keep in mind they can be smaller, like this, or even smaller, but I'm making them as fighting divisions, so they're larger. These are basically guys that will be fighting on the mountain, so I would suggest, let's say we have few armies here. So, just a second. This army here, let's say, and the army here, which are guarding these 2 fronts. I would add mountain divisions to them, because terrain here is mainly mountains, and they get amazing bonuses when fighting, defending in mountain terrains, and you can hold with the very few divisions, you can hold very large amount of land just because they are properly specialized. Same goes for the naval units. I have 6 divisions here, so they are great around fighting around the coastal terrains. Let's get back here. They are next, Marines. So I have expanded that soon. Also, I make one more specialized kind of this. I add them amphibious tanks, as you can see here. But this is later on in the game, and so I make, like, say, half of the divisions like this, and on the other half of divisions in the army I add tanks, so they have a higher punch through. And we come to paratroopers. Now these guys are usually 2, 3, maybe 4 in deep, and this is it. I'm making a little bit larger squads, but as you can see, besides anti-air, they don't have nothing. They're very mobile. So these guys are basically something you will, in my experience, let's say we're fighting Russia, and they come with million divisions, so we're holding the front. We're gonna toss them here and try to half encircle their army and use them for things like that, or I drop them to take out their airports or something like that. So they are fragile, but they are very useful, are very mobile. And this is basically it. You can make, as I have made infantry variations, you can make various variations on the divisions. So it is fairly simple. You just train them here. You wait, they get armed, then they get trained to the last level, and then you deploy them. You just click here and place them wherever you want. As for army, I will just give you, before I finish this guide, one more tip. So, at my experience, keep 6 to 9 of this, or 6 to 9 advanced divisions, depending whether it is a defensive division or not. Keep at least 1 motorized division, whether it is tank or just motorized division, it doesn't matter. It can help you with surrounding the enemy, a lot of stuff. And just give me a second. And keep a minimum 1 infantry punching division that can punch through. So something like shock troopers I showed you. Rest of divisions are optimals. Are whether you wanna, let's say, invade Sweden. So the general who is invading Sweden, besides these things I told you, he won't have mechanized divisions. He will have maybe he will have these 3 mechanized divisions, but I will add much more naval divisions. While fighting in this region, I will add much more mountain divisions. Open terrains are good for the mechanized troops, so you can capture large amounts of land very quickly. So basically Africa is very suitable for all kind of mechanized divisions. Asia Minor and the majority of Asia is very good also for the mountain troops, so keep your divisions here at least few divisions of mountain troops. And this is basically it about the stats, about the making divisions. We'll make separate combat guides, and we'll make one short combat guide also. So guys, hope you found this helpful. So like, share, and subscribe. See you all soon, and have fun.